The mysterious murder of Canadian student Elisa Lam is by far the creepiest, most disturbing mystery case in recent times. The daughter of parents from Hong Kong, Elisa was born in 1991 in Canada. At the time of her death in 2013, she was a student at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver, Canada. Prior to her trip to California, she had been struggling with mental health issues, being diagnosed with bipolar disorder and depression. At the time of her death, Elisa was on 4 different medications to help with her battle with mental struggles. In January 2013, Elisa planned and went on a solo trip to the west coast of the United States. Although her parents were wary she was traveling alone, she insisted she'd call her family every day and let them know she was safe. Elisa later checked into the infamous Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles, which had a lot of incidents in the past. On January 31, Lam didn't check in with her family, which was very unusual for her. After a couple more hours of waiting, the family decided to report their daughter missing to the Los Angeles Police Department. The whole building was searched by authorities, but there was no sign of Elisa Lam. She simply vanished into thin air. After hours of CCTV playback, police stumbled across a very unsettling piece of footage. Lam entering the hotel in the elevator. Take a look. Lam can be seen entering the elevator in a very frantic manner, peering her head in and out the elevator door. Lam then proceeds to push a number of random buttons, trying to get the door to close, as if an invisible force is chasing her. As the footage gets creepier and creepier, Lam begins to make eerie hand gestures, acting in a very unusual way. Two weeks after the video was published by authorities, hotel residents complained of low water pressure and a weird taste coming from the tap water. Upon investigation of the water tanks, the body of Elisa Lam was discovered, floating lifelessly with the same clothes on she had on in the elevator CCTV footage. Some say she was found naked, although this was never confirmed. The removal of Lam's body was also complicated, as the tank had to be completely drained of water, with a hole cut at the side of the tank to extract Lam's body. A man named Santiago Lopez was the first person who discovered Lam's body. He described how complicated and hard it was to reach the tanks, let alone get inside them. Lopez said he took the elevator to the first floor before walking up the staircase to the roof. He then had to deactivate the alarm and climb up the platform. Finally, he had to climb a ladder to get to the main tank. Santiago also said in his statement that it would be extremely hard for Elisa to access the rooftop area of the hotel, especially alone. Including the weight of the tank lids would have been a challenge was someone of Elisa Lam's height and frame. Now, it is time to get into some of the more obscure theories surrounding this case. I have found some new theories probably most of you haven't heard of. The most popular theory is that Lam was playing the so-called Korean elevator game, which involves reaching a new dimension where nothing exists. However, according to a YouTube video explaining the rules of the game, you are supposed to stop at the 18th floor, whereas Elisa stops at the 14th floor. Elisa did not follow any of the rules of the game, which makes it unlikely that she was even playing the elevator game. Another theory is that Elisa committed suicide. This theory makes the most sense because it is possible for a patient with bipolar disorder to have a mental breakdown. However, this suicide theory also has some questions to be asked. For example, how does she know where the water tanks were located on the roof? Why did she choose to drown herself instead of jump off the roof, which is less painful? Incredibly confusing case has far too many questions to be answered in this single video. Upon the thousands of theories out today, we wonder which one is the most plausible. Will we ever find out the true fateful events that occurred that day? Only time will tell. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay disturbed.